I rolled credits on the new indie Soulslike called Stonemachia, or Stonemachia. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. Stonemachia was developed and published by a small Italian studio called Crossfall Games. I finished the game in a little over 12 hours, so let's talk about it. Stonemachia is jokingly referred to online as the sequel to chess, as you are in fact playing as chess pieces. Your main form is the pawn, and you'll gather other pieces such as the bishop, the knight, and the rook that all behave differently and are useful in different scenarios. I found myself sticking to the pawn for the vast majority of the game, as I just got used to the speed of the attacks and the healing that comes with it. The rook is your big damage but slow swing class, the bishop is your super quick but low damage class, and the knight is, well, a drill. I never really found a good scenario to use the knight in. The game is parry focused, but dodging is completely viable in it as well, as you get a nice counter attack animation with a perfect dodge. Parrying builds up a special attack that you can unleash for a good chunk of damage after you've parried enough in a fight. The game has a ton of different enemies with different movesets to keep it interesting throughout your entire playthrough. The bosses are extremely well designed, minus a few that I had complaints with, but that's neither here nor there. The environments and the story of this game honestly had me more perplexed than any game I've ever played before. I mean, just look at this guy. Why is he staring at me like that? I had a hard time keeping up with the story, and I just kept getting distracted by wondering what type of drugs the developers were on to create some of the scenarios and the enemies in this game. I hope there's a video or an excerpt at some point that can help someone like me that's not as smart really understand what was happening in this game. Stonemachia has collectible cards and vinyl records to gather throughout your playthrough if you're into that sort of thing. I will be going back to 100% this game as soon as they add a fast travel, which they've stated they're already working on. As it stands right now, you have to just reverse trek through every zone you've been through to get back to the beginning, which sounds like a slog. My biggest complaint of this game is the pretty significant screen shake anytime you hit an enemy or when they hit you. There's no option to turn it off, and it makes it difficult to chain together attacks as you can't really see what the boss is winding up to do. I'm hoping that they implement an option to turn this off. Overall, I would give this game an 8.5 out of 10. The graphics are beautiful, the enemies and bosses are interesting and well designed for the most part, the environments are super interesting and even unsettling at points, the combat is flowy and really solid, the game runs really well on a mod system like I have myself. If you're into Souls-like, especially indie games, I would highly recommend that you don't miss out on this one. This might be the best new indie Souls-like on the market.